if you can post that we're live. We're gonna give like people a few minutes to get in once we have like a couple of viewers or whatever, and we'll start the tier list. Et on va faire comme les introductions ici et ça, whatever. So. Longue journée aujourd'hui, hein. Calice. Moi, j'ai commencé à 1h du matin. I was watching LCK.
J'ai regardé aussi, mais j'ai dormi entre les deux, fait que...
Ah non, moi... Autism turbo, there ain't no sleeping. Like, j'étais un maudit... Like, I'm a crazy insomniac, like... Si je prends une nap de genre 20 minutes, ça a compté comme si j'ai dormi 6 heures. So it's like, okay, like, get fucked, bro. Like, should we put some background music on or no?
Comme tu veux, jamais.
Okay. Sounds good. Let me just see what I can put on. Because it's going on YouTube, so it has to be something that isn't going to get copyright claims. So, ce que je me nomme maintenant. Man, ils ont commencé à copyright claim les chansons de Donkey Kong 64. J'étais un peu triste.
T'en mettais souvent, ce que j'avais vu.
Ben, c'était le entre les games, you know? People were liking that, the DK rap, the Banjo-Kazooie, like, I don't know. I figured people were liking the stuff, so... C'est ce qui compte à la fin de la journée. I don't know, my early casts where I had music on in the background, I don't think it was loud enough to, like, be disruptful or whatever, so je pense pas que c'était a problem, but I tried adapting to some of the feedback that, like, Shal and other people gave me, but... I'm hoping for like this like next esports season I can have more guests on the show. I can get more stuff going. I can maybe even find myself an editor and someone for thumbnails. You know, like I'm looking like ahead. You know. Yeah, because in the American market, right? Moi, I'm just like. I'm tiny compared to people like Double If, I Will Dominate, you know, like all the actual co-streamers and shit, so it's like... While in like the French scene, I don't know, I'm like the only guy who speaks English, so it's like, ah, woohoo, I have a chance. Amanda, it's because souvent le monde qui sont genre des bots ou qui veulent vendre des websites ou whatever, là, qui disent like get cheap viewers, it's always in all caps or whatever. C'est juste par défaut.
Arrête de crier, Amanda.
Yeah, stop screaming. Alright. Yeah, I got a haircut. But we got some emotes now in the chat. See, look. This is my gooning emote. Mm-hmm. Yeah, my hair. Damn, it looks good. Yeah, I know. I'm hoping to get some more emotes later down the line. Maybe some free emotes. Who knows? These emotes took a while to get. Alright. But we'll give it a minute or two and then we'll start us off. So, Are you confident this season, sir?
Damn.
Yeah, toi.
Peu importe le club que je vais être, c'est le club gagnant, dis-toi ça.
Sounds good. So you're on Love You, right?
Yes.
Sounds good. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because you guys have different Discord names, different league names, and then different like Twitch names. So I honestly I don't know what to call some people. So I'm like, quand peux-tu monter le son de Vince? Yeah. Alright, let's try 150%. Is that better? Try now, Vince.
Je vais parler un petit peu plus fort, hein. Il faut que je monte le ton. Et nous, ça va s'enflammer tantôt, fait que faut pas trop monter le son.
Okay. So is that better, Amanda? You can also lower the music if the music is too loud. But it's at like 4%. There you go. I don't know. We'll wait on Amanda's feedback to see if the changes. Server mirror, j'ai hâte qu'il crie. Well, I have a good mic, so there's a chance that like if the pitch is too loud, it'll just cut off. Alright. So, to start off, did we make a post in the Discords? We did, right?
J'ai refait une notification. Hein. J'ai pas add tout le monde, là, mais j'ai...
Ah, okay.
J'étais allé faire un petit refresh, qu'on est plus tôt.
Sounds good. Let me just post my URL real quick.
Ouais, je l'ai peut-être pas remis vu que j'ai juste répondu à mon message de tantôt, effectivement.
There we go. All right. Let a few people. Yeah, there you go. Je pause instantly les viewers. Yoink! Skyrocket up. All right. Et en fait, on n'entend pas vraiment la musique. Yeah. On rank tout le monde. I know all these players. Except, wait. Let's see.
Métaphore, tu t'en vas dans fraude anyway, je te dis tout de suite, là. Pour le coup bas que tu m'as fait, là, on va adresser le drama, là. Tu t'en vas bon au dernier. Là.
Metaphor was the Varus one trick on the team during the Sushi Cup, right?
Ouais, en plein ça.
Okay. Because, I really thought Dars was the one who, ate a lot of the points. Let's see. My shmo, man! I don't know, that Varus. Yeah, try not to type in all caps. Try not to type in all caps. The bot really hates all caps. It even gives me problems with all caps, so.
Arrête d'écrire métaphore.
Yeah. I don't know. I really like the Varus game. The other games, I'm not carsy about it. Yeah. Woof. Alright. Boost the volume? Or... Because he's already at 150%.
Ouais, j'ai besoin d'un low boost, si vous voulez.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'd like a diamond border and flex. Can I get one? Can I get the Majo Taco discount this season, please? I have an uwu girl voice, please. Uwu. Oni-chan. I make a good e-girl. Just saying, I even play Yumi. I have a video on my YouTube channel of me boosting Waza in an ARAM where he got 44 kills thanks to me. C'était sauvage, esti, man. Le shield de Yumi capable de manger un Fed Timo Shroom au complet and more. C'était gratuit. Alright. So, let me just increase this here. Try speaking now, Vince.
1, 2, 1, 2 tests, que là on m'entend bien. Je pourrais tester moi avec, je pourrais checker.
Well, I boosted you from the stream's perspective. J'ai pas changé ton volume sur Discord because c'est déjà à 150%. So if you talk any louder, I'm afraid the mic's gonna cut off. Alright.
Je pourrais booster mon mic un peu si jamais il y a de quoi encore. Là.
Yeah, alright. Just making sure, is the volume looking okay on both our ends? For the people in the chat, just before we start the conversation, I don't want to be sounding like a one-sided conversation where they can hear me but they can't hear you, So we'll just wait on some feedback. Other than that, I think we should be good to go. So.
Typez dans le chat, là, on a besoin de feedback, là, est-ce qu'on m'entend bien?
Yeah, active chatters, please. Go. Hands off your cock. It's not this kind of stream. Not yet. Le pitch plus, ça s'en vient après, là. On va faire du duo après. Alright. So, alright. Looks like we're good to go. Alright. So, this is a preseason tier list for Eternal Esports. On va parler en franglais as well. So, if you hear me in English and then hear me in French while hearing Vince mainly in French, c'est normal. We figure you guys aren't retards, so you guys understand the basic 2 languages that you should in Canada. If you don't, get good, I guess. It's a skill issue. But I hear fucking Duolingo has free English lessons if ever you're that garbage. Could also maybe help you learn abilities in League when you're, communicating. But hey, we're here. There are 8 teams to rank. There's 8 times 5. Yeah, there's 40 players to talk about. Essentially, we're going to do a pre-power ranking of the teams, but we're also going to go in depth talking about all the players, at least the players that we have knowledge of. I don't know exactly everyone here. I know about, I want to say 90% of the players here, because I've casted you guys during my Mago, Sushi Cup, your scrims, your practices and stuff, so I know most of you pretty damn well, especially you DH fuckers. If you thought any of you could hide from me, Be prepared. I'm not a DH favorite tonight. I am honestly I'm a Stardust simp, but outside of that, no. By Black Wax, I mean it really depends if you're actually gonna show up to the league. Like, cause if you play like you did in La Mamago, bro, you're gonna be like fucking negative F tier. Like, all right. So, Vince, why don't you start us off? Let's talk about the. So, what out of these 8 teams, which is the team you're most excited to talk about? Putting down bias because we know you're playing in this league. Outside of your team, what team are you most excited to play versus, look into, talk about tonight?
Ben, c'est sûr que en plus, la première équipe que j'affronte cette semaine, c'est mon ancienne équipe, Monsieur JC Fan Club, avec Dars, Monsieur Daber, Cédric et Monsieur Métaphore, le Useless.
Oh yeah.
Personnellement, ils m'ont fait un coup bas, là. En fait, ils sont organisés avec le owner de Ninetale Fox, Monsieur Suma Cruz, pour me déloger de mon spot de jungler suite à la Sushi Cup. Et Suma Cruz est juste venu voler mon spot. Fait que j'espère pouvoir les battre et les mettre FTR dans la Tierlist. Mais va falloir voir après la première semaine et d'ici la fin de la saison qu'est-ce que ça donne contre Dars 23. Mais c'est sûr qu'au niveau des clubs que j'ai hâte d'affronter, ben c'est eux, puis je commence avec eux directement la première semaine.
Okay, and for the matchup, c'est quoi? It's like best of one soft fearless ou c'est like un best of 3 regular fearless?
Ouais, c'est best of 3 soft fearless pour toute la saison régulière.
Okay,
Donc,
so like example, if the if against Mr. JC Plank Club, like let's say you play Skarner, then you play Void against Void, will you be able to play Skarner, or is Skarner permanently out for you for your team for the rest?
Non, c'est ça, c'est juste pour le best of 3 là, comment ça fonctionne.
Okay. So it's soft fearless, not hard fearless. Okay.
C'est ça, c'est parce que c'est pas ça va pas entre les BO techniquement soft puis hard là. Techniquement c'est
No, but like we've seen in like the Garena Cup or whatever, like kind of like the Iron Man style tournament where if you play a champion or whatever, you can't play that champion for the rest of the tournament. Yeah.
Non, c'est pas ça.
Okay. No. Figured I'd ask because I'm not, I'm not a caster. I'm not a sponsored caster for Eternals. I'm a freelance caster, so I'm gonna have to do a lot of my information gaining from the people that want to tell me stuff. Because sometimes Kenal, he can fall a bit on his head. He can fall short of telling me the things that I need to know. Anyways, all right. So let's look into Mr. JC Fan Club as the first team that we're going to rank the players on, because there are some really high highs and some really low lows. But first, let's talk about probably what is the shining light in Mr. JC Fan Club, and probably everyone knows about this player. It's Dars. I wanted to say during the Sushi Cup, I thought that Dars was probably the best performing top laner we had in the entirety of the tournament. His versatility on playing bruisers to just shitting on people when he's even playing tanks. I feel overall, this player is like pretty fucking goated, and he can run away with a game pretty fast, as we've seen, if you kind of just don't respect him in the 1v1 matchup, especially in the early game. So we're in the new season, and you guys are playing on like the second patch. So we're gonna get it's 3 kills, a turret, and the 3 uncontested objectives for the feats of strength. So at least it's not first blood. So the level 1 invades I don't think are gonna be that strong anymore. But in terms of early laning prowess, I think. Because we have to limit how many players we put in each slot. So I think Dars for me is easily one of the only S tiers from the top lane that we'll see in at least for this part of the tier list. Ouais,
je serais d'accord. C'est ça, je recheck les top vite. Effectivement, là, Dars, il en donne tout le temps assez.
Yeah,
and c'est sûr que
Canal better than Dars.
En fait, c'est sûr que si Dars affronte quelqu'un sur Malfit, peu importe, ça peut être le pire bronze jusqu'à Challenger. Si le gars est sur Malfit, Dars va se faire solo kill au minimum 3 fois dans sa lane.
But to be fair,
ouais.
Yeah, we saw Canal solo killing Dals multiple times, but then Dals just had like a 4,000 gold lead over Canal at the end of the game. Because
Ouais,
he's like,
ben,
fuck you,
ça,
Canal,
ça
I'm
compte pas.
teleporting bot lane, I'm killing your bot lane over and over again. It's like.
Mais effectivement, dans les STR au top, je serais d'accord que Dars serait probablement le seul.
I think maybe there's place for one more, but we'll talk about the other
Ouais, c'est ça.
S tier in the top lane section. But I think Dars is a clear S tier.
Ouais, je suis d'accord, c'est sûr. Il y a trois personnes que j'ai pas encore assez d'infos, mais je pense que c'est le seul résident, on peut même le mettre tout de suite. Là.
Yeah,
Ça serait le seul résident au top là, de sa liste là, au
for
niveau
for
de la
the
top lane.
for the time being, right? Okay. Next, still talking about Mr. JC Fan Club. We're gonna take this one team at a time because if not, it's gonna get confusing, and we're gonna go on too many tangents. Let's talk about Metaphor, who role swapped to support for this league. You know, he was an 80 carry player, but hey, you know, sometimes when you don't know how to CS or get kills properly, you kind of get shifted to the babysitter role, which is the role with the least amount of mechanics that you need to be good at. So let's talk about like the Metaphor as a player. Give me a second. Let's talk about Metaphor as a player and what he's gonna have to do as a support to make sure this team doesn't, suck the dick.
I
Cause
mean, métaphore, ça sera pas bien long à classer. Techniquement, il y a Roll Swap Support pour se préparer pour l'ETS. Donc, il
okay,
s'est mis Support pour en prévision de l'ETS. Finalement, en tout cas, ça va peut-être pas avoir lieu, mais il y a Roll Swap Support pour l'ETS. Donc, pour lui, la Eternal, c'était de la pratique. À ce que j'ai vu live en ce moment, ça s'en va straight pipe, bon dernier dans le DTR. C'est le dernier support de la liste au niveau de l'expérience puis de qu'est-ce que j'ai vu. Fait que métaphore, t'es dernier. Peut-être que tu vas nous prouver wrong d'ici la fin de la saison, mais on n'a pas besoin de perdre de temps sur ce joueur en ce moment.
okay, sounds good. Cedric seems to be a new name on the team. I don't really remember that name during the Sushi Cup or.
En fait, Cédric, c'est le joueur des Lynx. C'est l'ODC des Lynx qui nous a battus en finale. Donc, on avait besoin d'un ODC qui rentrait dans les points pour la ligue. On cherchait, puis finalement, on demandait à Cédric, puis il s'est porté volontaire. Fait qu'il nous avait battus en finale de la Sushi Cup. Fait qu'on on s'était dit que c'était un bon prospect euh, à ce niveau-là. Donc, je l'ai vu jouer. Ouais, merci Blackwax. C'est pas professionnel mon affaire. Il est modifié. Cédric, moi je pense qu'il a gagné la Sushi Cup. C'est un bon joueur, il a un bon champion pool. C'est sûr que je l'ai pas autant vu encore. Mais si je compare aux autres ADC, tout le monde, à part
Is he
allez,
able
Zatan,
is he able to play Varus, Callista, and Ezreal?
oui, bonne question. Ça,
Because to
je
be
l'ai pas
fair,
vu sur ce champion-là.
both NA and EU are on the life patch, right? And if you look at any pro play games, if those three champions are not banned, they're instantly picked. So
Ouais.
can he play these champions? Because if Ski Bowl in Tierlist, because then you go down the tier list of what's fucking dog shit and what's left. Because j'imagine versus certain players, there will be some games where there will be almost like fucking 8 bans towards a specific role.
C'est sûr, mais je pense pas que, mettons, dans les ligues comme ça, comme le Mamago, c'était le cas avant. Oui, c'est bon de jouer méta, mais je pense pas que c'est extrêmement nécessaire.
But
Donc, parce
but
que
but keep,
Cédric, je sais
keep
qu'il y a un bon. C'est ça, c'est plus un joueur de Kog'Maw, Twitch, Vayne. Il est très bon
okay.
sur ses personnages. Peut-être qu'il joue Varus, Kalista et tout, mais je l'ai juste pas vu sur les champions. Fait que,
Alright.
je
Cause
pourrais pas dire.
cause cause keep in mind with Fearless, right? You can't count on your one trick, right? Because even if it gets through, you get one game and that's it.
Ça, c'est sûr. C'est sûr que tu as une game par champion.
Yeah.
C'est sûr que c'est pas du hard fearless, fait que c'est toujours un petit peu plus.
Oh yeah.
Peut-être un petit peu plus
You,
sécuritaire de ce
you,
niveau-là.
yeah, you always have
Mais
like a second chance afterwards.
c'est sûr que rendu dans les best of 5 en playoff, il te faut quand même un bon champ pool overall de champion.
Okay.
C'est ça, comme Cédric qui dit, you le see. C'est sûr que si on compare avec les autres ADC, tout le monde, as always. L'ADC, c'est le rôle qui est. J'ai pas l'impression qu'il y a plus de monde qui se démarque à ce niveau-là. Tout le monde, si un ADC fait sa job, ben il va faire sa job et ça va bien aller.
Yeah.
Fait qu'autant, tu sais, Black Wax, Monsieur Magique, Cédric, Thermopompe, tout le monde fait sa job, joue ses ADC. Batan, je sais aucunement ce que ça donne en ADC.
I don't know. I feel like Batan. If Skarner is ever open against Batan, we're gonna see like Skarner send a bot lane. Puis ça va être comme fuck you, bitch. I go hard steal sur tuable là.
Effectivement. Ça pourrait nous surprendre, mais c'est vraiment. Aucune donnée sur Batan au niveau de l'ADC, mais c'est ça.
I'm pretty sure Batan is like the dark horse of AD carry in this tournament. Like, if she turns out to be good, we'll be like, alright, but t'as plus jamais besoin de jouer Viego because we don't want you in the jungle. It's like.
Fait que c'est sûr que si les ADC, je veux dire, on peut les démarquer soit par Elo ou peu importe, mais pour le moment.
Because I personally feel, regardless of if they're playing for meta or not, just the fact that Varus has seen so many buffs, if a team knows how to play Varus and the other team doesn't, that's gonna put like the team that knows how to play Varus at like a good advantage, just because of how stupid this champion is. Also, his ult is like 30-second cooldown at level 16, so because he goes lethality and it's a 5-man
si
route.
Monsieur JC Fan Club il pogne Varus, métaphore, il jouera ADC pour une game, puis Cédric ira jouer support une petite game le temps que ça joue Varus.
Sounds good.
Pour le moment, je dirais top du B parce que je pense que les ADC vont plus être dans le même moton, mettons, tout le monde va être dans la moyenne là, à ce niveau-là.
Yeah.
Fait que je vais y aller top.
Because from what I've seen in NA, you know, outside of like Masu, on n'a pas de Caliste. We have no good AD carry players. No. Like no AD carry players that will like just laugh in the face of danger, you know. At least not that I've seen, and my go the Sushi Cup and scrims and practice have shown me that, you know, we don't care about the AD carry role in NA. At least.
C'est ça, puis c'est un peu la même chose pour les deux. Il y a deux gros rôles dans la Eternal, l'ADC puis Jungle, que je trouve que, à part peut-être une ou deux exceptions, tout le monde est dans le même plateau de la moyenne.
Yeah. I feel like because of how broken mages are in this current meta, you know, like Mel, Victor, Aurora, Ari, if you have a good mid laner compared to like someone who just plays like average random crap and, you know, does like an okay job, I feel like the good mid laners will help their teams win more often than teams with star players in other roles because of how stupidly broken some of these mages are. Like we saw Mel 52% win rate day one, instantly got like nerfed to the ground because c'était trop fort. S plus 90+% pick, 100% pick rate, 52% win rate in like Masters plus là c'était un peu n'importe quoi. All right, so let's talk about McDaver. I liked some of the plays I saw during the Sushi Cup. I felt like the Hui is nice, and that is also a champion that is flexible between AD and mid or whatever. But it's a champion that's probably going to see a lot of contention in these teams, given that, you know, we don't seem to have many assassin mains in at least in this league from what I'm seeing, looking at the mid laners. I'm not seeing many like, you know, Akali, Silas, Zed mains, or people that are willing to play things that are a little spicier, like the Talon, the Katarina, the Diana, you know. So I feel like given McDamer's okay performance, because he had some good games and he had some games where he was an NPC now. I feel like McDaver could go like probably middle of B tier for the mid lane, at least from what I've seen. I don't know if you have something you want to say about McDaver, but based on what I've seen, that's where I would put him.
Non, je suis d'accord. Quand on a joué la Sushi Cup,
c'était pas comme un Caps, mais c'était pas comme un Dog mid. Like c'était comme un Larson, you know, like an average player who's good sometimes, bad sometimes, but like
I
Nothing
mean,
special, you know.
oui. Mais le gars, d'abord pendant la Sushi Cup, effectivement, il valait un petit peu. C'était un des gars qui nous valait un petit peu moins de points.
Ouais.
Moi, j'ai vraiment aimé qu'est-ce qu'on a fait. Là. C'est à cause de lui, pas mal, puis d'Arch qu'on s'est rendu en finale. Parce que s'il aurait pas mis la performance qu'il a mis pendant la Sushi Cup, on aurait sûrement pas. Ça aurait sûrement pas été aussi facile. Fait on peut le mettre. C'est sûr que comparé aux
I
autres, il y
think
a quand même des gros mid.
yeah, for now, I think we should place it middle of B tier until we get through more mid laners, and then if we see that we have too many average mid laners, we can start bumping some up and bumping some down. You know, because we have a limited amount of space in each bracket, right? So some players, regardless or not, faudra aller with their perspective performances, and yeah.
Parfait. Ouais. Fait que là, il reste juste la dernière personne, Monsieur Soma Cruz,
I-
owner de Ninetale Fox,
What team did he play?
backstabber. Pour la Mamago, tu parles?
Yeah, y a-tu joué dans la
Il
Mamago?
était... Oui, oui, il était avec Monsieur Hydromaster, Monsieur Awoke. Au mid, c'était Maverick Bob. Il jouait pour... c'était Greed, Ninetale Fox Greed. Donc...
I think I've seen like 1 or 2 games, but I don't really remember much.
I mean, c'est sûr que malheureusement, à la fin de saison, pendant les playoffs, il y a eu un petit accident, fait que Soma Cruz, Larry, n'a pas pu jouer les dernières playoffs contre les Chiefs. Peut-être ça aurait été autre chose si c'est Larry qui aurait joué, même s'ils ont perdu 1-2. C'était quand même une série serrée. Peut-être qu'avec Larry, il aurait pu gagner. Dans mon avis, oui, sur une bonne journée, là, tout dépend qu'est-ce qui se passe. Mais comme je dis, le rôle de Jungle, à part 2 personnes, un plus haut, un plus bas, je pense que tout le monde est dans le même pack au niveau de la jungle.
Okay, so let's add one extra restriction to jungle players because this is like the more important part. How good is Larry at getting objectives and stealing objectives when it comes to like having to like not having prio on like dragon? How good is Larry at jumping in the dragon pit, stealing the dragon, and getting out alive isn't important, but how good is he at securing the objectives for his team?
Sur un 50-50, je pense que Larry est pas si pire.
Okay,
pas tant vu. Des 50... C'est quand même rare, là. J'ai pas porté attention. Mais il me semble, dans la moyenne, c'est. Pour flip un objectif, je pense pas que c'est une mauvaise idée avec Larry dans la jungle. Là.
Okay.
Comme je dis, on pourrait. Pour les jungle, on peut, comme même chose, quand peut-être d'abord, je le mettrais peut-être ici en bas du A. Puis au pire, on ajustera un petit peu par la suite à ce niveau-là.
Sounds good. All right, so we finished talking about the Mr. JC fan club. Currently on the power ranking, where would you put them? You look at the ranking for each player. We have 1S, 1A, 2Bs, and a D. Where would you think that goes?
En fait, vu que c'est des trades, puis ils m'ont vendu, moi je les mets 8e ici.
Okay.
Je lui mets double 8e, c'est tout ce qu'il mérite. Double 8e, Monsieur JC Fan Club finit bon dernier de la ligue. Et j'espère pas les voir en playoff. Surtout après la volée qu'on va leur donner après la première semaine de la Eternal.
Alright. Okay. I can understand you're mad that you got.
Non. Mais si tu veux, au pire, classe-les.
I think
yeah.
Given that they have probably what is the best top laner in the league, and you said that Soma's pretty decent at securing objectives, I would probably place them. I think for right now I would place them third. Keep in mind, the current places that we are putting them will change by the end of this broadcast because we'll have like discussions based on player rankings and stuff, and then like this is just an initial placement. It's not a final judgment. So, but I think solidly just because of Dars and Soma, I feel like it gives them a higher than average placement than other teams would have.
Ouais, je suis d'accord, ça peut être
But, maybe metaphor, dark horse, maybe his support games are going to be so goated, he's going to have a perfect KDA, like 500 vision score a game, like, who knows? Like,
Non, c'est pas une équipe qui serait surprenante qui l'emporte, là, je veux dire, je serais
yeah.
pas surpris qu'il remporte la ligue, là.
Yeah, c'est comme les Chiefs avec Nam. Anyways, alright, yeah.
On va voir.
Yep, yeah, sounds good. Alright, I'll let you choose the next team that we're going to be talking about.
Mais j'ai parlé pas mal, vu qu'on a parlé de Monsieur JC Fan Club. On pourrait y aller avec DH normal, vu que t'es un grand fan, fait que je peux te laisser aller sur DH.
Alright, sounds good. Alright, so let's I love Num. Honestly, he single-handedly ruined Mr. JC's actual team, Yuzu, by just smurfing on them 2 games in a row. So it's like, we give you guys game 1 and then we shit on you games 2 and 3. Like, see. I'm surprised I don't see him, but he's probably too high elo to fit on a team. Either that or he's actually busy. All right, so let's talk about DH. So DH, we've got a few like sectors of DH, right? You have Stardust, who is like the leading man, probably the star player on the team, because he is the voice of DH. Without Stardust, we have seen DH look phenomenally bad. Because, it's kind of like the T1 argument that without Faker, T1 sucks. And we saw T1 not being good when... Who was that guy? Do you know the name? Do you remember the name of the guy who like replaced Faker while Faker had like his wrist injury or whatever?
Well, Poby.
Yeah, Poby. Okay, like Stardust is like Faker. When you replace him with a mediocre jungle who has no communication skills, the rest of DH is kind of lost. Not that they're bad players, but like Stardust is the glue that unites these 5 fucks. My lovely 5 fucks. I love Stardust. So I think in terms of jungles, just looking at the names and not being unbiased to you, because I really like your playstyle as a player, I think Stardust, like Dars, is top of S in his role. He's proven time and time again that you cannot smite steal him. He will show up late to an objective and make you cry. He will take your objective and leave alive. He'll be like, the big fuck you. His champion pool is so diverse that even if you waste 3 bans on him round 1, he'll still blind pick a jungle and shit on you. Also, he's been working on some really, really spicy picks that I think you guys are gonna love. So that's my dick riding for Stardust. And there's this Yu-Gi-Oh card called Goaty of the Deep Beyond. And, Goaty sounds like goat. So I always call him Star Goaty of the Deep Beyond. So, like, to me, he's like an epic monster that can't be stopped. So that's my glazing for Stardust.
Je suis d'accord, je veux dire, c'est ça. En plus, DH, dans mon classement déjà, ils sont déjà assez hauts parce que c'est une équipe qui sont ensemble depuis un méchant bout, je dirais. Là. Je ne sais pas exactement quand, là, mais il était là pour la Mamago. Il était peut-être là avant. Je pense que ça a commencé avec la Mamago avec Amanda, là, mais ça fait un bout que le corps est là, Inouï, Stardust, Waza, Blackwax.
Yeah.
Mais oui, pour l'équipe en ensemble, c'est une bonne équipe. Individuellement, Stardust S, c'est sûr que si on compare les autres jungles.
Wait, given I have casted maybe like 100+ games of Stardust, so like I'm speaking from experience. Like even in solo queue or flex, outside of like scrims and stuff, like yeah, très bon mental. There are some games, there are some days where everyone has a bad mental, so ça c'est comprenable. But I've seen him do things that most junglers wouldn't do.
Ouais, effectivement, tout le monde, comme tu dis. Mais aussi, oui, dans les 3... Mettons qu'on aurait 3 jungles en S, ils seraient dans les choix. Là.
Yeah.
Peut-être pas ça serait le premier en haut, mais ça serait dans les 3 premiers.
But for now, we can easily place him in S until we get to the other contenders. And then later on, during the tier list discussion, we can maybe move them around. All right. So the next important person to talk about when we talk about DH is Canadian Whale. Look, I get it. 80 carries are fun and stuff, but when Blackwax needs a babysitter, there's no one else I trust but Amanda. She is like Super Nanny on like liquid cocaine. She's got a very nice champion pool. Sure, she's known for Senna slash Seraphine, but she's played a decent amount of engaged champions, non defensive enchanters, and some spicy role swapped mid laners. Her vision control game is pretty good. She's also played MF support and made people cry. So like she's just evil. If she wants to make you cry, yeah, bro, she ain't gonna hold back. She doesn't have to respect the enemy support in lane because she already knows she's better. So I'm not gonna put her at the I'm not gonna put her in S yet. We're gonna move her up later, but she's definitely top of A when it comes to supporting because she understands the fundamentals. Her roam timings are great. And she brings a lot to the table to help with Stardust. So normally jungle and support need to have a good chemistry in terms of like for the team dynamic, and I feel like their picks really reflect a good amount of synergy between the players. So it really helps the carries on DH do what they have to do, carry.
Effectivement, avec ça, son pocket pick MF qui peut sortir de temps en temps, sa Senna, sa Séraphine.
There's a bunch of new pocket picks. You haven't seen anything.
Mais no. C'est ça. Dans l'ensemble, oui, effectivement, là, comme qu'elle dit, shampoo légal femme, c'est comme que je parlais à Chris Mimi tantôt, elle m'a dit mon champion pool, c'est les femmes ou les petits garçons. Fait que je sais pas qu'est-ce qu'elle voulait dire par petit garçon. Là,
Milio.
J'ai pas trop poussé, mais c'est ça.
I think Milio is the only like little kid support.
Mais effectivement, c'est sûr que je dirais que la seule faiblesse en Amanda, ça reste Engage Sport.
Yeah,
mais avec Stardust dans l'équipe, ça m'adore pas tant que ça à ce niveau-là.
Yeah. Given that Stardust can often cover the weaknesses of Amanda's champion pool by playing what she would have to play instead. So she can just pick something that synergizes with what he's going to be playing. Because Stardust is I said top of A tier for now. I not there will be some roles where there's like some brackets are like not completely filled. And that's normal. We only have 8 players and we have 15 slots. So
ouais, c'est sûr. Mais c'est sûr qu'on n'est pas obligé de mettre 3 personnes tout le temps dans
No, exactement. But things are gonna vary. Next up, and this is the biggest hit or miss that DH has currently, and I want to talk about my boy Pina, aka NPCina, because NPCs are non-playable characters that you can't play when you play video games, but some NPCs are super fucking helpful, like the summons in Dark Souls, the characters who help you along your journey. And then you have the people on Tutorial Island in RuneScape who are literally a waste of time. So sometimes you have to flip a coin, and do you get good NPCina or bad NPCina? It's a little worse than a 50-50, I want to say, because I've seen Pina's Gnar, and that's given me nightmares. But I've seen Pina's Tahm Kench, where he's 1v9'd a team fight by himself in a losing scenario. So, you never know which Pina you're getting. Are you getting the Pina who wants his team to win, or are you getting the Pina who's, I don't know, just created a new account in RuneScape, and doesn't know what he's doing. So I think Pina is a solid C tier top laner. He doesn't play the conventional top laners that well. He likes playing tanks, but whenever he's not playing a tank, it's a really big coin flip as to see if Pina's even gonna perform. Sometimes, often getting solo killed multiple times in lane, and yeah, I mean, it happens to everyone, to have a bad game top lane, but, I mean, put Pina on a bruiser, and you're in.
C'est sûr que moi, quand j'ai affronté Pina, c'était tout le temps contre Dars, puis je pense que Pina est traumatisé à force d'affronter Dars, parce qu'il finit toujours 0-10, peu importe le champion qu'il joue, fait que je pense pas que Pina a des bonnes expériences contre Dars, mais comme tu dis, j'ai vu Pina gapper du GM puis du Master 1000 LP plus que lui.
Yep.
Puis les tenir en lane, puis même les battre en 1v1. Fait que je le mettrais pas top C. Moi, je le mets avec les autres top lanes qu'il y a dans le tournoi. Moi, je le mettrais plus top B et non top C. Dans le
Okay.
classement.
We can put him like middle of B.
Okay.
But it just for Peanut, I want to stress it really depends on the day. Because some days Peanut will look fantastic. Other days he'll be like, why the fuck is he playing League? Like you should just go play Fortnite. Like it's single player game, no one else is impacted, you know. But like it is what it is. All right. Next up we have someone who's had mixed results in DH. My boy Blackwax, as you guys saw in the Sushi Cup, this man was unhinged, unchained, and him and Amanda almost carried their team out of the losers bracket single-handedly. Showing us things like Callista, Draven, all these aggressive AD carries that I thought he was allergic to touching. Because he would only ever play the same 4 fucking champions, like Mr. Magic, who has a small champion pool. But, you know, like, come the Sushi Cup, outside of Mamago, like, we saw what this player can actually do. So it's really, I want to say it's a coin flip to decide which version of Blackwax we're getting. Are we getting the Blackwax who wants to win games? Or are we getting the Blackwax who, you know, wants to quiet quit? You know, do the bare minimum, just, you know, get like 60%, 68% on a test or whatever, not to fail out of high school. Like, it really depends. Is it gonna come motivate? Yeah. It's like, are we getting sleepy wax or are we getting black wax? Yeah. So that's, I'd say probably bottom of B for black wax. Like bottom of B. Like.
Je vais te laisser y aller sur celle-là.
Yeah.
Puis comme je dis, les autres DC, à mon avis, c'est tout dans le même groupe de pool. Fait que.
Yeah, I mean, it really. But to be fair, it really depends how mechanically talented these AD carries are, right? Because you have some players who can pick any AD carry in like 1v9 hardcore and shit. And you have some other AD carries who are like literally just, you know, like the minimum specs to run a video game. So, you know, like, le gap, ça dépend vraiment, un, de la motivation, et deux, du skill du joueur qu'on parle de. Right? But, like, you know, Blackwax showed me a new side of Blackwax during the Sushi Cup. Like, he was, like, fucking 7-0 with, like, 8 minutes on Callista. They had already taken the turret, secured multiple dragons. That the dude was an item and a half ahead at, like, 15 minutes.
En fait, c'est sûr que j'ai pas l'info, mais moi, qu'est-ce qui départagerait un ODC en ce moment, comme tu as dit, c'est la méta. Moi, le meilleur ODC qui a la meilleure Calista, j'ai l'impression que c'est lui qui fait la.
Yeah, like if
toute
you
la
are
différence présentement.
Right now, I feel if you are amazing on Callista and Varus, you can give your team a free first rotation, right? The first 3 picks or whatever. If they're forced to ban the 2 meta AD carries that they have to be scared of or whatever, you can honestly just get away with anything. As long as you're okay to good on other AD carries outside of like the 2 primos, right? Because, you know, we know Skarner's never going to make it past the bans because no one's that fucking stupid. Please, guys. If I see people let Skarner through, and then the Skarner is 5-0-15 with 7,000 HP, and I see the French commentators being like, oh ben le Skarner là, il est trop tank, on peut pas le tuer, y a même pas de Leandri sur le mid laner là, le burn damage existe plus. You know, like if I hear that during a broadcast, I'm gonna be pretty fucking angry.
En même temps, maintenant que Blackwax se dit, c'est vrai, j'ai vu une game de Calista de sa part pendant la Sushi Cup.
Ouais, c'est...
Malheureusement, il l'a perdu, même s'il était 10-1 à un certain point.
He got a pentakill.
C'est ça. Puis il a perdu la game, par contre. Fait que je me rappelle plus trop qu'est-ce qui s'est passé, mais
il s'en est passé
des choses.
I think there was just a communications issue between the bot lane and the rest of the team. But yeah, anyways, moving on to Waza. Waza, I feel like, is a little bit of a better than average mid laner, especially on his given champions. Fun fact for people that don't know, Waza's an old Nivea main, but he refuses to play the champion nowadays because no one plays Ryze. So maybe if he plays against Lynx Gaming or whatever, if they ever make a comeback and he has to play against the Lynx Gaming mid laner who's like a Ryze one trick, you know, maybe we could see the return of Anivia. But so far on things like Yon, Hui, Aurora, and even seen some good success games on like Swain and Syndra and stuff. I feel like he has great CS. Overall, good build knowledge, and he's just an above average mid laner from what I've seen. I'd say he's like a 7.5 out of 10. So putting him easily in probably not the highest parts of A tier, but I'd probably say at least bottom of A for Waza.
Enfin, je pense qu'il n'y a pas trop de choses à dire. Je pense que je suis d'accord avec toi.
He's just a good player. It just really depends, one, on the mood of the player, and two, on like, is he getting focused in the lane? Like, has he seen 15 ganks from the enemy jungler, or has he seen one? Because like there are some games where you're trying to win your lane, but then you get ganked. Like every time you go up to the cannon minion, you die because the enemy Sejuani's in the bush, like just waiting for you. Like it really is, it's hit or miss. Okay, so you chose to talk about DH. Let's talk about.
Attends, faut les. Est-ce qu'on aime. Où qu'on
Oh
aimerait ça dans le
yeah.
power ranking? Moi, j'ai déjà ma petite idée.
All right.
Ça, c'est pas
Given
pour toi.
the.
Moi, ça serait premier ou deuxième.
Yeah, I would easily place them. I think they could easily finish first if they stayed consistent. Because DH on a good week looks like a really good team. But when they're not playing seriously, which happens in some games, I call it the T1 happy drafting. They're like a dog shit team. So if they actually try, I'm pretty sure they can easily win this whole event.
En début de saison, vu que c'est l'équipe qui a le plus d'expérience,
Yeah.
J'irais first en début de saison. Peut-être pas pour la fin, mais pour le début, je l'irais en premier pour DH.
Yeah, we'll see what happens before playoffs when we do the run back stream for this tier list. But yeah, for now, DH looking convincing, looking good, and stuff. Let's talk about a team I know a lot less about. Let's talk about DME Reborn. Yeah.
C'est la seule équipe que je connais pas vraiment non plus.
I've casted Welder, I think, when Welder played on Dark. He was the 80 carry for Dark. Pretty sure.
En fait, je sais qu'il y a quelques joueurs qui ont fait la GGL normale. J'ai vu des noms passer à gauche à droite, mais j'ai jamais vu les joueurs en tant que tels jouer. Si on regarde en termes de d'OP.gg, l'équipe en termes de points, je pense que c'est dans les tops, si je me trompe pas. Je vais retourner voir. On a 75 points maximum, puis eux, s'ils étaient à. Quick Math. Ils étaient à 67 sur 75. Donc, en termes de points, ils sont quand même vers le bas. Excusez, je me suis trompé. Ils sont plus vers le bas. Overall, je pense que l'équipe. On n'a pas tant d'infos.
Yeah, I have info on probably like Welder and Azanai, but the other three are like I haven't really seen them play too much. Azanai is Lee Sin One Trick, who's a very skirmish heavy jungler. He likes to take fights, sometimes to the detriment of his team, from what I've seen. But I guess depending on the format, if we ever move away from Skarner, Sejuani, Maokai being like S plus tier junglers, I think maybe Azanai could be a decent player.
Ça, puis quand on regarde vite l'OP.gg, vu qu'on connaît pas trop, on va pas trop s'attarder. En ce moment, c'est dans du entre Emerald 4 et Plat 4. Donc, est-ce qu'on enligne, je enlignerais peut-être plus les joueurs entre le D et le C directement là, pour qu'on.
Sounds good. I think we could put them all around the middle of C.
Ouais, on va y aller juste sur la dernière case du C, juste pour dire.
Sounds good.
Pour le moment, je pense que
I'd probably put him like 7th here on the tier list, just because we don't really have much information. But there could be some teams that could be worse. We'll have to see once we finish discussing about the placements. All right, so we've done DME Reborn, we've done DH, we've done Fan Club. I'll let you pick the next team. We're gonna be chatting about.
À mon avis, on va se garder. On peut y aller pour la. À mon avis, ce que je crois qu'il va être entre Reborn et cette équipe-là, être les deux dernières équipes de la ligue. Donc, Chaos Theory, à mon avis, qui se retrouve un peu dans le même bateau que Reborn. Je pense qu'en termes de Elo, ça a le même average,
Okay.
le même nombre de points. Puis ça va se retrouver 7 ou 8e, là, tout dépendant la saison, à mon avis. Là. Parce qu'en termes de points, je pense qu'eux sont vraiment, mais vraiment. Là, c'est sûr que la liste de joueurs, je sais pas si ça va changer. Là. Elle a disparu sur la feuille à canard. Mais pour l'instant, si on se fie à qu'est-ce qui est déjà là, l'équipe fait 44 points total. Donc c'est vraiment la plus bas. L'équipe la plus bas au niveau de points.
So do you want to
Donc,
shift? Do you want to shift metaphor up one slot and put them all bottom of D?
ouais, c'est ça. En fait, même métaphore, je pense que je le mettrai en bas. Là, il est vraiment pas bon. Là, mais je pense que ça va être notre équipe qui va être full D, qui va être full être en D. Et ça va être la 8e au niveau du classement. Là. C'est sûr que Mindblow, on sait que lui, il fait pas des équipes pour gagner nécessairement. Il fait des équipes pour apprendre. Lui, il fait souvent des équipes pour s'améliorer. Donc, c'était ça pour la Mamago. Il avait fait une équipe de Division 2 qui était vraiment en bas de la moyenne, mais c'était pour. C'était vraiment pour apprendre. Donc, l'équipe.
Okay.
Je pense que c'est la même chose ici. Là, en termes de points, ils sont vraiment bons derniers. Fait que. On n'a pas trop d'infos. On va y aller comme ça pour le moment. Mais je sais que c'est pas. Leur but à même blow, c'est pas de gagner, mais c'est de s'améliorer en équipe. Puis il fait la Eternal pour ça, à mon avis, là, à ce niveau-là.
Okay. Sounds good. Let's talk about DH Dark. I have a few things I wanna say about Dark because I feel like they're probably like an up and coming team. We don't know if they're gonna be staying together for like things like LTS or other Mamago splits and stuff like that. But I feel like they have a good balance of players. You know. Um, so we're gonna start off with we have Johnny. So here's Poro because he was the Poro team captain or whatever for Team Poro in the Sushi Cup. Um, they lost to I think they lost to Canal's team.
Oui, ils ont perdu contre Canard. Ils ont fait une bonne. Ils ont upset l'équipe à Canard une fois le dimanche. Ils ont gagné le premier affrontement contre l'équipe à Canard à
Yeah,
We Windows. Puis
yeah,
ils ont reperdu après dans le loser bracket, malheureusement, mais ils avaient gagné la première game contre eux. Puis même dans la journée d'avant, il avait fait 3 wins. Mais c'était pas le même club exactement. Le club est différent.
yeah,
À mon avis, ce club-là ont le meilleur jungle en termes de overall. Là. Le vrai Joe, à mon avis, c'est le top 1 jungler de la Eternal. Donc, on peut le mettre premier tout de suite. Le vrai Joe qui est Peak Master. Donc, ce club-là qui a deux gros joueurs overall en termes de points. Donc, les points, c'est le vrai Joe et Monsieur Magic qui vont chercher 20 points chacun. Fait qu'ils ils coûtent cher à leur équipe, mais ils en apportent beaucoup
yeah.
aussi. Puis même à ça, je pense qu'ils sont 7 points en dessous, là, c'est quand même bon. Mais
Yeah, because I think
à ce niveau-là, le vrai Joe,
Pyro's like gold or plat, like low
ça, je
plat.
pense qu'il
So
vaut 6
he
ou
vaut
7
all.
points. Là, c'est ça. Mais je vais mettre le vrai Joe premier. Moi, dans ma liste de jungler, le vrai Joe, c'est le premier des jungles.
Okay, so
Mais pour le
he's
reste,
he's gonna be a player that I'm gonna be keeping my eyes on because if you
ouais, c'est
tell me
sûr
he's that good of a
que.
jungler, then
C'est
I'm
ça.
gonna be expecting some good things from him.
Le vrai Joe, c'est un peu un tout-trick, je crois, Udyr et Panthéon.
So two champions that are dog shit right now
Mais,
in the
mais
current meta. Um,
non, je pense pas qu'ils sont si pires que ça, mais je veux dire, parce que quand tu sais qu'on peut pas changer, il a l'air d'un tout trick, mais je sais que Joe il joue pas mal plus de choses que ça. Mais
okay.
il est vraiment fort, puis je sais que c'est sûr que leur victoire va partir du vrai Joe au niveau de cette équipe-là, ça c'est sûr.
All right. Sounds good. So I think for Eternals, at least in the first few weeks, right? As long as if they're gonna be focusing on playing carry junglers, and this is like the important thing, the vrai Joe is gonna have to like keep up CS wise and while still taking objectives and stuff. Because if ever a carry jungler falls behind in XP, it's like when a support plays like Lux or Nico or something, and then they fall behind and they literally get one shot at every point in the game. That's probably what's gonna happen if ever like the tables turn or whatever versus a carry jungler. So like it's a lot of pressure because you gotta one carry and two you gotta make sure you don't miss on objectives and stuff like that. So it's a lot extra. It's a lot of extra pressure compared to junglers who can just reliably just play tanks. In that regard. But let's talk about the top laner for DH Dark, Johnny. Someone who loves playing tanks, Mundo, Volibear, Mordekaiser, things that build a lot of HP. He's also been putting a lot of games in on Garen, so I guess he's preparing for the he's preparing for the Cassantes that he's gonna have to face every week. So yeah, I feel like overall, Johnny's a pretty solid top laner. Seems to win most 1v1 matchups. Sure, when you get camp dog games, sometimes your KDA can look a little dog shit. But overall, je trouve que c'est un joueur qui se débrouille quand même assez bien. Has good CSing. I've seen him pull off some really funny flanks. So his usage of teleport is pretty damn good. And you know, he's a hard to tilt kind of player in my eyes, at least I think, from what I've seen, because I've cast a few of his solo queue games and practice games and stuff. So from what I've seen, Johnny seems to be like a good jack of all trade A tier top laner. I don't know if you have
En
some
haut,
input.
direct.
No, but like probably middle of A.
Middle.
It really depends on the matchup, but he has like a better matchup sheet than most players.
Ouais, c'est ça. Moi, je sais pas qu'est-ce que ça donne au top parce que quand j'ai joué contre, c'était dans la jungle, à la Sushika, puis je jouais jungle. Mais
Ouais.
ça jouait Yorick puis Mordé, un petit peu cancer comme champion.
He likes to take turrets because he understands that
Mais
when the Nexus explodes, he wins. See, unlike other top laners who like probably don't understand how to win a game because they've never won a game in solo queue, Johnny understands that if the enemy Nexus explodes, he wins, so he gets LP. So that's his thinking. It's like you play to win.
Puis, mettons, on y va avec Monsieur Magic, lors d'essai avec le plus de points en termes de value. Où c'est qu'on mettrait notre Monsieur Magic OTP Jin?
I feel like if we like give Mr. Magic some spacing and we provide him adequate peel, probably the best 80 carry we have in this league. Though the biggest problem is Mr. Magic, 90% of his games are on Jhin, and the other 10% feel like they're on Vel'Koz and Melio, because that's when he gets autofilled because he's played too much Jhin. So, I feel like if you give him the Jhin game 1, right, and then you just ban the other things he's been practicing, then maybe you can get him off his like comfort. But I don't think you should ever give this man Jhin unless you have a for sure like a fail-proof plan to be able to purely shit on him in lane, because this guy does things on Jhin that some people shouldn't be allowed to do. He hurts.
Okay, fait si on prend ça en compte, c'est ça, Fearless, les bans. Qu'est-ce qu'on
I think he's pretty damn comfortable on like 4 champions. So regardless of Fearless outside of game 1, I'd say he's probably like bottom of S for 80 carries. Because this man does damage. Like, an 80 carry is supposed to do damage. He's not going to build, like, Phantom Dancer, Kraken, Triforce on Ashe. No, he's going to build damage. I don't know if you saw the clip on Twitter of the Ashe trying to kill a Mordekaiser for, like, 2 minutes. And then the Mordekaiser just ults, Qs, and the Ashe dies. Like, those are bad 80 carry players. Yeah.
non, j'ai pas vu le clip.
I'm gonna have to send it to you. It's like, all right, so is this what bad 80 carries look like? And then everyone's making fun of this idiot, and then you look at the build and you're like, oh, mais tabarnak, c'est clair que this guy doesn't play 80 carry.
En fait, puis il nous resterait juste les deux derniers. Est-ce que les deux derniers me disent pas grand-chose? Je sais pas vraiment jouer. Je sais pas
so Pyro is like Lehens. The man is willing to play anything bot lane. The man will play, if he thinks it's a good matchup, the man will take Darius into like Leona because he knows who cares about your armor and magic resist, you die to true damage. Like, he's got like counter picks for just about every support in the game. He's a very wild player. I don't know if he's going to be on a leash for this tournament, but if he's allowed to, use his abundantly useful champion pool, he's probably going to be one of the better counter pick supports that, like when you give support last pick or whatever, is probably going to make the most entertaining picks of the league. Like, just flat out, like out of everyone here.
Fait que, top du B, bas du A.
I think just under Amanda. Like right under Amanda.
Ouais.
He's shown enough. He's not the highest elo player, but when it comes to fundamentals and knowing how to play his pocket picks, this man's pretty damn decent. And then Ashen is a Victor one trick. So he's Mr. Magic, but instead of meat writing Ionia, he just watched Arcane 70,000 times. So this guy can like quote all of Victor's lines perfectly with the accent, and then he does the glorious evolution so well. So I think I've seen him play some other mid laners, and he looks decent on them, but I think outside of the Victor pick, I think he's probably top of B. But with the Victor pick, he's probably top of A. So
Victor est un petit peu nerf, par contre, en plus.
They made him a little squishier, but they didn't nerf what makes him OP, which is the fact that the stupid ultimate scales every time you get a kill. I'm sorry, that ultimate is retarded. In ARAM, it literally does the entire lane, and if you're fed on Summoner's Rift, it does the entire river. It will come find you in the bushes. Like, fuck you, Turbo.
Mais c'est ça. Avec le Victor Nerf puis le Fearless, on va y aller top du B, je pense.
Yeah. But I feel like he's a solid mid laner, but he really, like Mr. Magic, he axes too much on a single champion. If he was to, widen his spread, and I get it, one tricks are one tricks because they're one tricks, it's a mental disorder or whatever, but like if you were to pick up more than one champion, you could do so much better in a competitive setting. In solo queue, no one gives a fuck about team play. It's 5 one tricks versus 5 one tricks, right? But in the team, it's 5 players playing as a team. There's no individual, unless your name is T1 and you're Faker and you get to do whatever the fuck you want because you feel like it,
Yeah. Pour l'équipe,
I think they could easily be 4th.
Ouais, en plein ça, je pense.
With Magic and Le Vrai Joe, they could be higher, but we'll have to see. We'll have to see based on the results. Because Magic, there are some weeks where Magic looks fucking fantastic, and there are some weeks when you're wondering, like, this guy can hit Master? What the fuck? Yeah, I've seen some games where I'm just like, who the fuck let this guy out of gold? Like, but I've seen some games where he's like 20-0 at 15 minutes, so like c'est ce que c'est. Engine, t'as 4 balles, il y a 20 kills. Balle dans ta tête, bam. Alright, sorry.
On va, à la demande de Thermopompe, là, vu que je pense qu'il faut qu'il se coucher, il est quand même rendu 9h. Là.
Ah, ok.
Donc, on va faire l'équipe de Ninetale Fox.
Void, alright. So, Poupou, definitely bottom of S tier. God tier. Yeah, no, Poupou is good. I've seen Poupou. I know his hidden potential, and if you think when he makes a misplay, you understand it, you don't. He's like playing 9D chess, and you're playing checkers. You just don't know about the Poupou mentality.
Ben, c'est sûr que dans l'équipe, overall, je pense que moi, qu'est-ce qui me manquait comme info, c'était Poupou au top. Je l'ai vu dans la jungle, mais je l'ai pas vu au top et je sais pas ce que ça donnait, mais...
And to be fair, if you are a great jungler, you can play any lane. Because to play jungle, you need to understand every aspect of League of Legends. And to play top lane, you just need to know how to not fucking die. So if you know how to jungle, you know how to top lane. Like...
Ça dépend en fait, ça va dépendre des match-ups. Si Poupou a le temps de swiper, je pense que c'est entre S tier et D tier, là, tout dépendant. Comment Moon il swipe pendant le laning phase, là, mais ok, on va y aller avec le bas du S tier, je suis d'accord avec toi.
Alright, now we got Budget Speaker. A player who... Well, okay, wait. Thermopomp has to go to bed, right? So let's do
Ouais, ouais.
Temple
Ok,
Pope next.
gars.
All right. So from what I've seen, Temple Pope is like you know you watch the LDC, right?
Ouais.
You've seen Carzy play. Sometimes he looks fantastic. Other times you're like, why the fuck is this guy on a competitive team? To me, that's the French equivalent is Temple Pope. You know, sometimes you're like, this AD carry knows how to play the game, and other times it's like, bro, why don't you buy a support item? You're just not needed. So I think Telmo Pope could easily be bottom of A on days where he's trying to win, or easily top of D when he doesn't wanna play.
Ok, je m'attendais pas à cette comparaison avec Cartier, mais j'aime bien. Fait que moi, je dirais, je suis d'accord avec tes points. Je vois pas que. Effectivement, fait qu'on va y aller middle of A
Yeah,
pour le moment.
sounds
Mais
good.
ouais, ok, je m'attends. C'est une bonne analogie, là, j'aime bien ça.
Next up, let's
Je
talk
pense.
about Resius, one of my favorite supports that I've seen from the Ninetale Fox department, because you guys don't really produce many good supports outside of like Num, but I think like Num is kind of like carrying the whole branch, if anything. Um, Resius, great fundamentals, cool champion picks, and overall just disrespectful gameplay. And I love it when supports play disrespectfully, because normally we say that supports. Well, I mean, okay, wait. Let me answer the critique in chat real quick. Well, no. Num plays AD carry, but when he played Zillion and he like 2-0'd Yuzu with his eyes closed, like you can't be a Zillion one trick and call yourself an AD carry player. Just saying. Especially when you've hit above your threshold for points. So, anyways, let's get back to Resius. I like supports that play with the disrespectful playstyle because they are so confident in their ability that they're willing to go above and beyond to prove a point. Like they'll say, "I'm better than you," and every time you move up to try and like give that Targon stack to your AD carry, I'll be watching you, bro. I'll be watching you. And I wouldn't be surprised if Resius does what Lahans and fucking Beryl did and plays Elise support. Now, this champion has seen a rise in play in the bot lane. I do not fucking know why. But I don't know if you watched DK play, and they played Zillion mid, Pantheon jungle, and Elise support. Okay? It was some of the dumbest shit I've seen. But it worked so fucking well. It looked meta. They were playing like a D tier comp, and they played it better than Genji would play their mainstay champions. It was the most entertaining game I've watched like in the past 5 years. Outside of when I saw Deshai play Kale. That was a fun time. But yeah, now Resi is pretty goated as a support, and I think Resius should be the last member of the A bracket in the support division. If he's allowed to play the way he's supposed to play and not the way that we tell him to play, I feel Resius will have a much better league than being one of those sheep supports who, doesn't have a voice. I want him to be like himself. I don't want him to be a slave to, oh, we need you to play Braum, Alistar, and Rel every game. No. Let the man play what he needs to play. Like, he already knows it better. No. Amanda fails to, like, pass on, like, one person. She is my GOAT personally, but, like, she has some downside. So there will be one support in S tier. I won't say who, but if you're not a dumb person, you probably know who it is anyways. So let's get to Budget Spica. Now this player, I'm disappointed. He calls himself Budget Spica, yet doesn't even play half of Spica's actual pool. And when he does play those champions, man, he looks worse than Batan on Maokai. I think Spica could easily be top of C on a good day, bottom of D on a bad day. Yo, Vince, how are you typing in all caps?
Oops, my bad.
What'd you type?
Just,
Oh. So yeah, I think if Spica, like, took some time to review good junglers gameplay during the off season of the Mamago, I think maybe he can be a better than average player. But if he hasn't, then I don't think that Void is ever going to get a Dragon, a Grub, Atakan, Rift Herald, Baron, Elder. Bro, like, the game's gonna end and, like, everyone's gonna get the perfect game achievement for having lost no objectives.
Ben, dans ma go, je pense qu'il avait joué fine, là. C'est sûr que l'équipe en général de Budget Pika avait eu de la difficulté, mais je pense pas que c'était lui le problème en tant que tel.
No, I'm not saying he was the
game.
problem. I'm just saying he's not, like, il y a rien de spécial. When it comes to the team that he's on, I think that he's, on avait besoin de chercher quelqu'un qui valait pas beaucoup de points, puis on a trouvé Budget Speaker.
Me semble il vaut quand même des points pour le.
But same thing could be said with Metaphor, right? Apparently, high ranking player,
Ouais.
but est-ce qu'il valait les points? On sait pas à la fin de la saison. So, but that's my perspective on Budget Speaker. If you have a rebuttal or you have a different opinion, like, it's a discussion, right? We're talking to each other about, like, these topics. So if ever il y a de la place pour un argument or whatever, feel free to start.
Mais toi, mettons, tu le mettrais où en ce moment?
Moi, je le mettrais probably above Azenai.
Juste dans le C?
Yeah, right above Azenai. That's it.
Non, moi, comme je te dis, la jungle, à part quelques personnes qui étaient plus en bas, plus en haut, je pense que Budget Spica vient dans l'average.
Okay.
Je l'aurais même mis en haut individuellement, en solo queue, puis tout, il en donne. Comme je te dis, l'équipe, dans ma gauche, je pense pas que c'est le problème. Il jouait quand même bien ses champions. Moi, personnellement, je le mettais middle A, en haut de Summer Cruise, directement.
Oh, shit. Okay. I can settle for middle of B. And then when we do part 2, we can look back at the highlights section.
Ouais.
To discuss
c'est la tier list de début de saison, c'est pour nous prouver wrong ou nous prouver right.
Yeah.
À la fin, on va voir qu'est-ce que ça a donné. Fait qu'on va le mettre middle of B, mais c'est ça, toi tu irais pour le pire. Bon, on va laisser ça comme ça pour le moment.
Yeah. Next, let's talk about Mr. Schaff. Probably one of the more bright lights on this team. I feel he's just a solid mid laner, good CSing, good damage, and he doesn't do the best roams, but he, in Mr. Gap we trust, exactly. Heavy parent, I couldn't say it better myself. Sometimes it feels like this team's only player that's connected to the game is Mr. Shaft. So I'd put Mr. Shaft like right above Waza or right under Waza, wherever, like, but like basically on the same slot as Waza. But given his team, I feel sometimes he's the Caps of G2. Sometimes there's only one player that can bring it back.
Moi personnellement, ça aurait été le seul STR mid. Mais
I think there's someone just a little bit better than Mr. Shaft.
Ok. Fait que on peut aller middle of A, ça me convient. Mais moi, dans mon truc, c'était le seul STR pour le moment en début de saison.
We can toggle some rankings right at the end or whatever, but like remember this is the initial placement, then we're going to talk a bit about it, and then we're going to do the final preseason placements before like locking the thing before playoffs. So let's put, I think, given the expectations that we have from Void, I think that Void has an easy chance to be second place. But, if they get held back by, I want to say, their jungle and AD carry, they are easily 6. So, if their players don't want to play properly, they're going to finish at the opposite of the ranking that we just put them in.
Ben, je dirais pas que c'est l'équipe la plus coin flip du tournoi, mais pour l'instant, en début de saison, avec les dernières performances de tout le monde dans les derniers tournois, top 2, c'est là que je pensais aussi à ce niveau-là.
Okay. Now, let's talk about your team. Because we'll save my favorite roasts for the last part of the for the last part of
En
the
même,
yeah. So
en même temps, c'est dur.
yeah, let's talk about you, Mr. wrathkaiser. Okay, according to your op.gg, you are a good fundamental player. You understand that junglers need to take objectives, which fantastic. Congrats. That's step number one. Step number two, you need to be alive to take an objective. Sometimes it goes very well. Other times, I don't know if you mic off before making a call, and I don't know if you're the shot caller on your team, but sometimes it feels like your team doesn't know what you're doing. I've seen you have some very high highs, but I've seen you have some very low lows. Other than that, you're decent at getting heart steal marks on Skarner, but will you get Skarner more than one series this league? I'm not too sure. I think any team with a brain who knows that the junglers can play Skarner will ban the Skarner. They will not risk a game loss of leaving Skarner open. So I think you and Soma are probably at about the same place. If not, you may be a little bit higher than Soma. But yeah, you're a pretty decent jungler. But there are some days where I don't know why you join Discord calls.
Oh,
so that's my impression. You can't really critique yourself because I mean it's you, so you can't be biased, right? So
Non, mais je sais qu'il y a plein de monde qui serait d'accord avec certains points que t'as emmenés, ça c'est sûr. Mais c'est ça, dans les équipes que je joue, j'ai confiance en mes joueurs, fait que c'est pour ça des fois, comme tu dis, je fais des petits plays un peu douteux. Des fois c'est parce que les games ils deviennent boring, fait qu'on on essaie des petits plays. Mais je vais te laisser me classer. Top de A, je pense que c'est middle A, je pense que c'est fine.
yeah.
Surtout que là, c'est une nouvelle équipe dans laquelle je vais jouer. On n'a pas encore vraiment pratiqué. Donc pour le début de la saison, ça reste à voir à ce niveau-là.
So tell
Mais j'ai
me,
confiance.
yeah, tell me a little bit about your top laner. I don't think I've seen him play much.
J'ai juste eu la chance de faire un scrim pour l'instant avec lui.
And describe it to me.
Mais,
How was it for him?
Mais ça joue KSNT.
Okay, alright, ça déjà là, c'est S tier là, in my book.
Voilà,
if you play the black characters top lane là, S tier. Rumble, Cassante, Ambessa, Renekton, Nasus, they're all black. They don't look black, but they're all black. You know, like it's just if you play a hood character, you're a goat in my books. So déjà là, I think we could put him top of A. But I don't think he out poo-poos the god poo-poo himself, and I don't think he beats the French masochist Dars.
Pas d'accord sur ton run avec ton tank, mais comme je dis, si ça joue du KSNT, puis des tanks, puis en fait ça joue tant que ça joue KSNT, Dars c'était pas un joueur de KSNT, c'était pas mal son seul défaut. Mais c'est ça. Pour l'instant,
I mean, Dallas il joue Warwick, puis Warwick, genre, il y a de la fourrure noire sur il noir, right? Plus quand il te mord, il gagne la vie. So, like, he's stealing from you. So, it's just un aspect bonus, right?
Effectivement.
Alright. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead.
Je suis d'accord avec Reg pour le moment. Comme je dis, on a fait 3 games ensemble, je pense 2 games et demi. Je pense qu'il y a une game qui avait FF. Donc, mais j'ai hâte de voir ça. Je sens que l'équipe est. Il y a de quoi là. On en rejoue demain. À partir de demain, on va se faire genre une meilleure idée. Mais c'est l'équipe qui a été choisie pour la Love You. Fait que j'ai hâte de voir ce que ça va donner à ce niveau-là.
Sounds good. Mimi is a support that has a lot of potential, but it's unrealized. She lets a lot of personal things get in her way. She's very emotional. She's sensitive, but you know, she's a woman. So unlike Batan, who's like, I don't know, some days she's not a woman, but you know, Mimi is an actual female, like Amanda, you know, who has feelings, has a heart, is sensitive, you know, a caring person, but you know, gets upset quite easily. So I feel like on a good day, Mimi probably top of B tier. On a bad day, bottom of C. But she's really, really good on enchanters. She's like really, really good on enchanters. I don't think I've ever seen her play something that goes in, but she'll make sure her AD carry survives.
Ouais.
As much as she can before she dies.
C'est sûr que si on a suivi mes dernières Tierlist de Mamago, qu'est-ce qui est comique, c'est que moi, Mimi, dans ma Tierlist Mamago, je l'avais mis dans les fraudes. Donc, je l'avais mis dans les dernières supports.
To be fair, if you look at the last series they played, ignoring Bonzito's legendary like 1-in-14 Darius game or whatever, her Renata was like S tier. It almost single-handedly won them the game. But Bonzito really didn't want to win that series, so.
Non, c'est sûr. Mais comme je dis, c'était peut-être juste une question d'équipe. On sait jamais. Peut-être que si l'équipe va performer avec Mimi. C'est sûr que c'est ça. Ça dépend juste de l'environnement et tout. Mais pour le moment.
Because the thing is when it comes to enchanter mains, right? Enchanters are only as good as you put priority on your AD carry. So if the team wants to play around Sano and make Sano the protect the AD carry comps where Mimi can shine by building shielding items, because enchanters don't engage. Right, they don't start the team fights, so they're just there to peel and protect. But, if there's no setup for Mimi to help Sano or whoever else is carrying carry, then she can't really do much of a job as an enchanter, Because enchanters, all they do is enchant. But they can only enchant the carry on the team, wherever the carry is. But if there's no carry, there's no point in having an enchanter. That's why normally people play, like both teams pick engage supports, because then with the jungler and or the top laner, you have multiple ways of starting team fights to win a game. If you only have the jungler and the jungler gets caught out, then you literally can't start a team fight and you're just watching your opponent take turrets or objectives and then the game ends, That's like the biggest downside to enchanter mains. But like I said, on a good day, top of B. On a bad day, bottom of C. So if you want to put her in between that, I feel like that's where we could put her. Bottom of B, okay.
Pour le moment, je pense que c'est bien fine.
Sounds good. I haven't seen many games from Sano Bros, but the few games I have seen, it wasn't bad. He wasn't like Tierlist or something, but he was an AD carry that did his job. The average standard. So I'd say probably top of C. I didn't notice anything like a spectacular. When it came to his games, but for what his rank and points are worth, he's okay.
Ouais, j'ai surtout vu des clips de Sano, là, même si j'ai joué avec quelques games. Dans mes games, c'était très fine, mais j'ai vu des clips là, où il se fait catch au mid 3-4 fois de suite là, sur la chaîne à Jodas, là, le honneur de Love You, de Love.
Yeah.
Mais je pense que c'est juste une question, c'était juste une question de situation. Puis on va voir. Puis même chose pour l'instant Draguel.
I don't think I've seen any games from Draguel.
Il a joué à la Sushi Cup avec Mimi. Je crois qu'au niveau du champ pool, c'est lui qui a le champ pool le plus. Entre lui et Ghost Nation ont probablement les champ pool le plus assassin de la ligue, je dirais, au mid.
Okay. Would you say is he able to do some chovying? Do you know what that means?
Ouais, pour le CS.
Yeah.
Oui. À ce que j'ai vu, oui. J'ai vu des pics fancy aussi. Je veux pas league non plus. Je peux pas league.
Okay, yeah, no leagues, just.
Je vais. Pour l'instant, c'est ça. Je trop classe. On a joué 3 games ensemble. J'ai vraiment pas. J'ai pas plus de détails que ça sur mes teammates pour le moment parce qu'on a juste 3 games, mais quand on a joué ensemble, ça allait bien. Je vais juste. Pour le début de saison, je vais mettre Draguel au milieu du B. Oups. J'ai remplacé. Je vais mettre ici en bas du B là, avec le reste des personnes. Puis moi, je pense que c'est son champo divers qui va nous aider là, tard dans la saison. Quand on va savoir développer la méta. Puis je crois que nous, overall...
I need to ask one question. You mentioned he plays assassins. Is he a teleport or ignite Andy? Because, we know what top laners look like when they're playing one tricks that are too stubborn to play a team game. They'll take Ghost Flash or Ghost Ignite or Ghost Exhaust or whatever combination of Down Syndrome summoners you want to have. Is your mid laner a TP or Ignite, Andy?
Je l'ai vu avec les deux, donc je pourrais pas te répondre.
Okay. All right. So I we'll see what this will matter more for like the before playoffs tier list. But we'll have to see if it comes to bite him in the ass. Okay, so you said 6?
Ouais, 6e pour le moment.
Okay, sounds good. Feel free to put that team there. All right, now we saved the best for last. The best for last in terms of roasts. Because there are things that some people should never have to witness in their league careers. Mainly, building AP on a Mumu when you don't have the tank, dying, and then blaming your team. That kind of sucks. But I mean, hey, we're not all built equal, right? I'm glad Batan is not jungling, so I do not need to get a new pair of glasses. I do not know what she can play in the AD carry department. I assume because she has a love of Leandri's, that she will probably be maining Hui and Swain, and maybe even like Victor, Syndra, or whatever other mage, so she doesn't have to play an actual AD carry. She's a player that kind of goes off the deep end when it comes to builds. I've seen her play full crit Viego in a losing situation where we needed Bruiser Viego to be able to win team fights. Then she gets caught out, gets instantly one shot because she has negative HP. But I've seen some games where on her Skarner, yes, only on her Skarner, I've seen good games from Batan, where her Skarner kind of just... I don't know if Batan has emotions outside of anger and depression. I feel like those are like, I don't know if you've watched the Emotion Pixar movie or whatever with like the different animated emotions, but like Batan is the little fireball dude who has like flames just spitting out of her head. And that's like the only emotion I've ever known her for, because whenever I interact with her, she it feels like I stepped on a cat's tail, like she's looking to kill me. And I played on her team. I was the support on Blossom before the season started, because they swapped me out before the first game, because apparently I was too dog shit. But it's okay, I'm a caster now. I'm in a better place, mentally, physically, and psychologically. So thank you, Batan, for not making me suffer through an entire season of you. That was the only nice thing you've ever done for me. Oh, that and you refunded my injury. All right, so I don't know if you have any choice words for Batan as an AD carry. I personally don't think I even spectated a game where Batan played AD carry, so I have no idea what we're going into.
De même opinion que toi, je n'ai vraiment aucune idée où que c'est où que Batan s'enligne en tant qu'ADC. C'est sûr que dans la jungle, elle donnait toujours, c'était toujours une bonne joueuse dans la jungle, mais en ADC, sincèrement, j'ai pas vu de game non plus, donc c'est sûr j'irais.
Because I think maybe she's gonna be the first AD carry player to pull out Teemo. Because she plays Teemo. She loves that champion. She was so sad when it got nerfed in the jungle, but I'm pretty fucking sure we will see one Teemo game this season from Batan. If they have a who gives a fuck game from like Hydro-Québec, I'm pretty fucking sure the Teemo is coming out. We don't know when it'll be. We don't know where it'll be. But I'm pretty sure down to the wire, if we have to put Batan on Teemo, she can play. That's the one bot laner I think she has some skill in. Because it's a marksman.
Fait que je dirais middle of C pour le moment, puis on verra avec le temps qu'est-ce que ça donne. À mon avis, c'est trop bas. Mais vu qu'on a vraiment aucune donnée.
She's kind of like a dark horse this tournament, because she's a jungle one trick, right? So when you roll swap a one trick into a different position, you never really know how they'll do. Let's talk about the only support that I'm gonna put in S tier. Zensei. Honestly, compared to all the other supports, this guy likes to engage. And it's nice to not have to have your jungler do all the work. When you can rely on a support who knows how to play the game, he can press the WQ combo on Alistar, or he does a 4-man Magnet Storm on Rel, it's really nice, you know? And the KDA might not be the best, but just the fundamental fact that he is comfortable on engaged champions and his Rakan is pretty damn good. I feel that just puts him above everyone else who's like enchanter based or funky pick based, you know? Vince?
Je l'ai pas vu jouer pour ça. J'ai pas vu ZNC jouer souvent dans la même aggro vu qu'il était dans l'autre pool. J'ai pas été capable de. Il me semble qu'il était dans la même aggro avec Ghost Nation Stormwing. Mais j'ai pas assez vu leur game.
Oh, I just feel that if we look at the list of supports we have here, the only one who is a good support who's comfortable on the meta supports. I'm not saying enchanters aren't meta, but I'm saying sometimes you need someone else other than your jungler to start a team fight, and Zensei is probably the only one who will be doing that, besides Pyro. Because Pyro is crazy, so...
Ouais. Fait que je vais mettre sur Middle of S, là, mais effectivement, des fois, il faut que ton support il prenne ses...
Yeah.
Faut qu'il prenne les choses en main, mais fait que je suis d'accord si quand d'engage, puis de jouer les rôles de support, t'accompagnes un certain métaphore, qui a de la misère à faire des combos sur Alistar, là, ça peut en donner, là, à ce niveau-là.
Yeah. Can you tell me a bit about Wake Up?
Il a pas joué dans la Mamago.
I don't recall him from the Sushi Cup or la Mamago, so...
Il jouait mid dans Sushi Cup. Je sais qu'il était comme... Je sais qu'il mainait jungle pendant un bon bout.
Did he have a different name?
Mid. C'était Wake Up BD. Simple BD, en fait, je pense, avant son nom.
Oh, okay. Alright, okay.
C'est ça, Simply BD, il était en QCL, ok, je suis plus sûr, mais dernièrement, il jouait plus mid. Mais je sais que je pense qu'il n'y a plus que des deux en jungle pis tout. Fait que ça, c'est un autre jungle que je mettrais dans l'average là, à ce niveau-là. Parce que je pense qu'il y a roll swap un petit peu, mais il peut tout le temps jouer jungle là. Ok, c'est ok. Parfait, fait que c'est ça. Il a joué en QCL. Mais je pense qu'il a fait un petit roll swap dernièrement. Sushi Cup, il me semble que je l'ai vu mid, où il était dans la jungle. Il faudrait que je recheck là, où quelqu'un peut le confirmer. Là. J'ai une petite perte de mémoire, mais moi, vite comme ça, je le mettrais dans le peloton avec nous autres. Donc, je serais peut-être plus ici, là, au top du B.
Okay.
Puis ça ronderait les jungles.
Now, when it comes to Stormwing, who loves Ambessa, we are in an Ambessa meta, okay? She is so fucking good, able to isolate 80 carries. What the fuck? Where? Oh, I was like, what the fuck are you putting metaphor? Like M tier? Like, so fuck this guy's Z tier. Lol. Alright, so in terms of Stormwing, he plays very aggressive top laners, plays the bruisers that people get tired of seeing in solo queue, and I feel that it's a good meta for him. Is he better than Poo-Poo? I don't think so. Is he top of A? I think so. I think if we let him play his game, he's comfortable on these pseudo like assassin style bruisers or whatever, Renekton, Ambessa, Riven, the like, you know, champions like that. And currently, you know, you can only play one game of Cassante. After that, you have to play a real champion. Okay, so you can only hide in Shurima for one game, and after that, I turn the lights on. So if you're scared, Ambessa has a winning Cassante matchup, just saying. So if you waste your Cassante game on the game you give him Ambessa, and you are not playing topside, saying it might be Jover. Because we've seen Ambessas literally just end the game off a single ult. Well, it's like, oh, we've got to focus their mid laner, but Ambessa just killed our entire backline. What? Yeah.
Donc, on irait top du A pour Stormwing.
Yeah. Alright.
Parfait.
Ghost Nation is a pretty versatile player, but, you know, because he runs the inting services, you know, I'm a little skeptical about this man. He's shown me that he can play well. He's also shown me that he could get reported for griefing games. But I feel he's a good player when he has his heart into it. His picks are pretty varied, so that's good. But he does know how to play things like Victor, and I'm pretty sure he's been practicing Mel. So in terms of meta picks, he's fine. In terms of off picks, he's fine. In terms of CSing, he's fine. But will the real Ghost Nation show up? Or will someone have paid $10 for an Iron 4 Ghost Nation? We'll have to see. I mean, Mel came out like 2 days ago. Ghost Nation. You're gonna have to play her at least once. The champion is so broken, bro, like she instantly wins games.
C'est pas un des seuls qui joue Z en plus.
I think so. Yeah, him, Dave Lund, and a few others. Yeah, it's a fake gut, but bro, her reflect is still retardedly broken. I'm sorry, being able to like reflect the entirety of Misfortune's ultimate. I don't know. I think that he's probably in for now. I want to say Ghost Nation is probably top of C, but not top of C because he's bad, but because there's no more place in B tier. Is he's like he's at around the same place that Draguel and McDabber are, but he's not like he doesn't shine bright enough on his own. He needs people to let him shine.
Parfait. Là, on a déjà classé la dernière équipe, je les avais mis 5e.
Well, I'm sorry, there's no mid laner that's good enough to be S tier for now. If you guys want to impress me, do good. Do what Chovy and Faker can do. 1v9 games. No ganks. Chovy. Yeah, no, sorry. Let me just finish my rant real quick. If you want to impress someone like me, I'm non-biased, right? But you gotta play well, you gotta farm well, you gotta do what your team needs you to do, and you gotta be consistent. I haven't seen anyone tick all 4 boxes. And I watched an entire Mamago season, even putting myself through some of these horrible French casts just to get the extra games in. Okay? Yeah, that's why he's called Mr. Gap, because he gaps everyone else and he keeps them in check. But even he is not perfect. But Poupou, you are a god. Yeah, sorry, Vince.
C'est un de nos points de discussion. Non, mais c'est correct. Poupou, il est dans le S parce que t'as coché les cases à Faunid. Mais moi, Mr. Chef était dans le S, mais vu que se sont assassinés, on l'a mis Middle of A. C'est là pour la liste. Fait que on y va comme ça. C'est sûr que Mr. Gap, quand le nom vient de quelque part, hein.
Yeah, we'll have to see who lives up to their names and who gets a new nickname by the next tier list episode. Because there will be a second episode. The week after, well, like a few days before playoffs begin, so after the last weekly game in the Eternals Esports has been done, you can expect a stream with me, Vince, and maybe 2 special guests. We'll have to see down the line. But we will be more than 2 people on this call the next time we go live for this tier list. So I think overall, it's a pretty good tier list. There are some players who have huge expectations on their shoulders, as they are like the reasons why their teams are projected to be good. So we'll have to see if they're able to perform under pressure. And there are some people who, we don't know much about or are expecting them to do bad. So if they do good, it'll influence probably their team's ranking later on. So hopefully the dark horses that we have in the C and D tiers can show us up, I want them to, kind of make a name for themselves. Make them feel a little bit special, It'd be nice to see something different than the regular, like the regular top slots, So who knows if the talent is going to develop? Yeah, we will be having the two different like final rankings. One for me for playoffs and one for Vince.
On pourrait finir avec ça, ce que je vais faire. C'est un petit dernier power ranking, nos prédictions en fait là, pour la fin. Comment tu penses que la ligue se termine?
Okay, so like Swiss or who wins the cup?
À la fin complètement.
Okay. I think if DH stay consistent, they have probably the highest shot of winning it flat out. Given that when Blackwax is trying, There's probably no better AD carry than him. But currently, we don't know if we are getting Sleepy Wax or Black Wax. That's like the big issue. Mr. Magic is consistent if he gets Jhin, but any team that gives him Jhin has downs. So, I mean, I'm just saying, it's a free ban. You keep him off of Jhin, you keep him off of wins. Yeah, Pog Wax. If he becomes Pog Wax for this tournament, then easily, I think DH takes it, followed by, what team is Le Vrai Joe on?
Ça, c'est Dark. DH Dark en deuxième.
Yeah. I think I would put Dark second. I would put Darz's team third, Pupu's team fourth. Then I'd put Void fourth. Then I'd put Stormwing's team, which is Hydro-Québec. I'd put Love sixth. Not that I don't think your team can perform, Vince, but I'm going to need to see some better results than what the current player lineup is showing me. I'm not doubting you. I'm doubting the rest of your squad, because some of them I've seen. I've seen their low lows. I want to see them play with confidence, because that's a big problem the League of Legends player have. Sometimes they let other people get in their head and they play like shit because they have a bad mental. So whoever can have the best mental will probably have the best standing. Yeah, and then we can put Chaos Fury last, because I know absolutely nothing about them. And then I don't even know what the last team is. DME, we can put them 7th. No, DME 7th. Chaos last. Yeah, there you go. The last two, there's really not enough intel for me to make an accurate judgment on. But yeah.
Là, bien sûr, de mon côté.
Yeah, of course, you got to put yourself first. You got to be above the JC fan club because of what they did to you. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're ranking them so high, even though like you were talking so much shit about them.
Ouais, mais à la fin de la saison, Dars, ils vont prouver qu'est-ce qu'ils ont là. Mais j'ai de la misère. C'est vraiment dur. En fait, t'as raison. T'as un 6e. C'est vraiment dur, je trouve. Je pense que ça va être ça. À la fin de la saison, après que tout le monde ait joué, ça va être ça, je pense.
Okay. So that's sheet number 1. We'll have sheet number 2 up before playoffs. So you can expect a fun live stream with me, Vince, and 2 special guests. I will be cooking on who gets the special guest invite. And there will be some points added or subtracted to the list of people that could possibly be invited. Depending on your guys' performance. So, don't let me down. Winky face. Anyways, I think that wraps it up for us here tonight. I want to thank Vince for joining me for the past 2 hours. It's been a lot of fun, and I want to thank everyone who tuned in and kept the chat active. Remember, the video. Give me a second. Did we reach the like goal?
Bonne question.
I don't know.
Faudrait peut-être vérifier, je vais aller voir. Non, juste 5.
Just saying.
Just
Unfortunately,
5 petits feux.
We did not reach the 10 like goal. Unfortunately. So, the video will be going up Monday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern. I think it's downtime, not standard time. I don't know. I'm really bad with daylight savings. I wish we would just turn it off, because I don't even know what we use it for. But yeah, so Monday morning you can expect the tier list video to be up. I will be, if there are Eternals games tomorrow or whatever, and you do not already have me added on League, and you would like an English VOD of your games, do let me know. Because I will be looking to cover as many teams as possible in English. I already have a decent amount of players from different teams, but this is for whoever isn't already on my friends list. And I assume whoever is on my friends list gives me consent to cast their games in English. I will then be sending them the VOD in English the following morning or whatever. So on that note, I want to thank you, Vince, for joining me. It's been a pleasure. It's been a lot of fun, and I'd love to do something like this in the future, especially for like when La Mamago goes live or whatever later this fucking fall. I think
Ouais,
if
tu
we
vas savoir
have
qu'est-ce qui
one,
se
or
passe.
yeah, if we have one or whatever, or if there's like another league we end up talking about or covering and stuff, I think it'd be super fun. So I'm looking forward to seeing a lot out of you guys this season, and I hope that you will give me some entertaining games to cast.
Ouais. Puis moi, je dis merci à tout le monde aussi qui sont là dans le chat. Puis moi, je vous dis à sur le riff, vu qu'on va s'affronter très prochainement.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time. Ciao, bye.